And you're back for the first time in a while, right? Like 6 or 7 years.
It's been a minute. Yeah, it's really great to be back. This is an exciting game.
It has been a roller coaster ride for sure. Well, welcome home.
Thank you, man. It's good to be back.
How's life these days?
Life is fantastic. You know what? I've been in London for the past 4 years, shooting Mr. Selfridge, which is on PBS, and I miss my Cubs and I miss my Bears. I'm not going to lie to you. They don't know what baseball is over there in the UK.
Right.
And so I'm happy to be here, man. I'm not going to lie to you. It's great. Great to be back.
How was that experience being abroad for you, Ben?
It was fantastic, you know, working with some of the best actors in the world, and the show was incredible. My character actually is from the Midwest, and he learned how to kind of be a retail magnate at Marshall Fields at the turn of the century, and then went over there and basically developed kind of one of the best department stores in the world. And we told the story in 4 seasons, and I just finished.
Fantastic.
So I'm ready for Cubs.
Congrats.
Were you living there pretty much full time?
I was living there full time, and people are like, "Oh my God, it must have been incredible. You're going to the pubs, living a dream," and they don't realize that, you know, it's an actor's life, and you're grinding and working your butt off. So it's fun. Come on.
Oh! The barehanded can't make the play, and Hamilton to second. He'll have a double.
That was right into the sun, though.
A very tough play.
A similar play in New York the other day, and he tried to barehand that one, didn't come up with it. And this one, I don't know that he had an option. I don't think the barehand was going to be the best chance. And boy, what a play it would have been. And instead, it's a 2-base hit for the speedy Hamilton.
Now, what do you guys think about playing an afternoon game directly after July 4th? Is there a variable? Are some of the guys dehydrated? Have they been drinking? No, I'm just asking.
Right.
No, by the way, that's a question.
I could tell you when my alarm clock went off this morning, I said, it's Tuesday, we're playing when?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's different.
But, you know, leave it to Madden to pick the right time to get thrown out, and then they just went on a tear, right?
Joe went back into his air-conditioned office. He's hanging out, watching the game.
Yeah, he's living the dream.
Here's Votto, runner at second. Look, Jeremy, there's a lot I'd like to ask you. Obviously, Entourage, great success. You've had a wonderful career, but I want to ask you about Garry Shandling, your time with him on the Larry Sanders Show. I think, first of all, it was the greatest show ever about show business, if not the greatest show ever.
Yeah.
And that's when you were still a young actor coming up. How did your relationship go with Garry over the years after you were on?
Well, I kind of felt like maybe the way Craig Hodges felt playing for the Chicago Bulls, being like the guy at the very end of the bench, but just like being a part of a really, really great show and learning. It was like almost like a graduate school for me. He was a genius and an incredibly like sweet and evolved guy, and you know, we recently had a memorial for him, and he will be missed.
Runner goes to third, and Hamilton is in with his third stolen base of the day. Yeah, and talking to people who knew him, they said he was a very sensitive, very thoughtful guy. And it was shocking news to hear about his passing.
Yeah, he will be missed. And, you know, you talk to any comedic actor, and they'll tell you that they were inspired by him, and he's a complete legend. And Judd Apatow actually kind of led the way for the memorial and did a brilliant job.
Right. Infield in.
Votto choking up on the bat. Ooh, good try. Front door cutter just didn't make it all the way to the edge there. So is there a role that got away, one that you auditioned for that you really wanted?
You know, an actor's life is filled with rejection. I mean, I can't tell you.
Kind of like a pitcher's life.
Yeah. Exactly. I you know, grew up in Evanston.
That is trouble. Hamilton scores, and Votto's got a double. It's 7-5. Continue.
Yeah, I was saying that, you know, growing up in Evanston and then doing theater there and in Chicago and just logging the hours really prepared me for the audition circuit. And you just kind of have to make friends with rejection, and you just kind of keep going. And by the time Entourage came around, I was 40 movies into a career in my mid-30s. So I was I mean, if I was a pro player, I'd be retiring. So I didn't get kind of that big shot until you know, I was a little bit older, which was a blessing, to be honest with you.
I remember from the old Ellen show.
That's right. Yes, so I've been around. I have definitely been around.
Are you saying you're older than you look?
I don't know how old I look, but I sure am old.
Popped up. It'll be Bryant to make the catch.
Now, I have to say, the Cincinnati Reds were taking batting practice, and it was 117 degrees
Yes,
out.
you were down on the field. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I don't want to call attention to my first pitch, but it was a strike.
Okay, that's good. I didn't see it, but I trust your judgment.
I think we can roll tape on it, can't we?
Did we record Jeremy's first pitch? There's Joel Peralta.
Let's see.
Oh, here we go.
A little stutter step.
Yeah. I think you found the zone.
You are right. Nicely done.
Thank you. It was perhaps one of the slowest pitches in the history of modern baseball.
But a strike nonetheless.
Yes. And I had a little Charles Barkley hitch in my stride there, if you noticed. But Mr. Madden, the maestro, told me to breathe and to open up my arm a bit and to focus just solely on the catcher.
It's good advice.
Yeah, so he knows what he's talking about.
One strike on Duvall. So Jeff Garland saying yesterday, huge Cub fan. I mentioned a bunch of Second City alums in L.A. They follow their Cubs all the time. And a guy you were in a movie with back in 1991 or 92. You had a small but hilarious role in the movie Singles.
Yes, indeed.
Eddie Vedder was also in the movie as part of, was it Citizen Dick, that band that the main character was in? And
yes.
Eddie's a huge Cub fan. He watches every game.
He does.
So the Cub fans are everywhere.
Everywhere, man. And Eddie is a legend, obviously. And grew up in Evanston, as did I. And I love the guy. And yeah, he is a diehard fan. My first job out of high school was for Second City, so I knew Jeff Garland back in the day. And yeah, it's just nice to come home and to be a part of all this, really. Because all actors are frustrated athletes. Let's be honest.
Did you ad-lib that little spot in there, or was that all written?
There was nothing written in that particular role.
So you were like the checkout guy, right?
I was a checkout guy, and Cameron was a friend, and from Say Anything, and he said, "Can you come in? We'll shoot it on our lunch break, and just improvise a monologue." And so I went in there and had fun. Oh, there you go.
On a bounce, and Russell will make the play.
Man, that was a sweet play. He's having a nice day. A couple of home runs. This ball is going to eat up a lot of guys. It was a nasty hop.
All right, we're going to get you ready to sing, Jeremy. Again, congrats on all your success. Have we seen the last of Entourage? Are we going to have more down the road?
You know what?
I'm
not just saying this. I'm not playing coy. For whatever reason, I'm the last to know.
Okay, fair enough.
So I've heard nothing.
All right. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was a blast, and the movie was really, really fun. And it's funny because people have found a way to see the movie somehow, no matter what. So it was a blast. Listen, 8 seasons in a movie that's great success. So, you know, maybe it is indeed time to move on.
Well, it's also good for you, cathartic, because you get to yell and scream as Ari. So that's good, right? You kind of get that all out.
I highly suggest that to anyone. To create a fictional situation, fire people, break computers, and lose their minds. Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you, buddy.
Enjoy the stretch, by the way.
Thank you. Prepare
job.
for a tone-deaf individual from Evanston.
That's all right.
Expect nothing.
Sing it with gusto. That's all that counts.
That's all I have.
Jeremy Piven, everybody.